Good morning. Sorry for the blank space. I'm sitting here trying to figure this stuff out. You guys know I'm like the world's biggest technotard. So, before I start this video, I have some things that I need to kind of say here, okay? First and foremost, I have been telling the so-called Bigfoot world information for 10, 11 years now, maybe longer, because I've had people come to me in the past. So the information that I give, I usually give free of charge. But I have found that over the years, people have been abusing the information that I give. So, cat has to turn into witchy poo. And as I had originally started this channel as a learning place for people, I watched people come to my site, watch my videos, take the information, and then go start their own cryptid universities, teaching centers, whatever you want to call them. And they turned the information that I had given them, because they did not ask for it. There's more complete information, and I really expect people, when they have a question, to ask me. But unfortunately, they don't. So it ends up being people taking the information and filling in what they think they know. So it's kind of intimidating, kind of frustrating for me, because I do have people that come to me with questions, researchers, and they've already been given false information to go off of. And you would honestly think that people who receive false information and it doesn't work, then when they come to another teacher, they would listen to what that teacher had to say. Instead, they don't want to accept or believe, which I totally understand, because as I said before in many of my writings, your brain is not your friend. And that's fine and dandy, but, and there's a big but here, if you come to me for information, please be aware I'm going to give you the information that you need, and it may not be what you want to hear, which is, you know, what it is. I can't change the facts. I know people want me to change the facts, but I can't. Okay, so that I really need to get off my chest, okay? If you really want an answer, and you come to me and I give you the answer, and it's not the answer you want, please don't fill it in with make-believe garbage, because what that does is endanger people. You know, other researchers that go out to collect this information, it really, really, really messes with them. And I have a hard time with people making up this garbage. Okay, I'm just going to say what it is. It's garbage. Okay, they make it up and then tell it to other researchers, and then that researcher goes out and gets hurt or has false information and endangers himself and maybe others that he takes with him. So I'm like, please stop. Okay, if you want information, that's fine. But there are some things that I do not teach on YouTube, and I really need people to be aware of that. I give lessons, and they are on my Patreon page, which is usually posted for everybody at the end of the videos or in the description. So I'm not a hard person to find, okay? You can go on Facebook and look me up. I think I have room for people to friend me. I'm just short of 5,000 again. I've been deleting people. Go figure. um, so I think I have room. If I don't, you can always message me on Messenger, or you can write me at khathansen@yahoo.com. But more importantly, if you want lessons and you want to learn, I mean, honestly, learn about these things before you go out looking for them or study them, etc., then please go to my Patreon page and sign up. It's not expensive. It's not hard. You know, I make it very affordable. And people get the answers. Oh, it looks like I have something white on my nose. And people get the answers that they want. If you don't want them, then don't ask. You know, I mean, that's a lesson that I've learned from my grandmother and my great-grandmother, my dad, my uncles, all the Chata people that I was raised in around with. If you don't ask the right question, you don't get the right answer. And it may not be the answer that you want. So in order to understand these cryptids, you need to find out the truth. Not some made-up garbage. This is information that has been passed down through my father's line to me as the Inalikchi from the ancient mound builders. Okay, so it's not something new. It's not something made up. This is information that has been passed down. Okay, so the whole premise of my teaching and starting the channels and having people understand is the fact that I wanted this to be extending the hand. And I've said that before. I'm extending the hand, trying to help people to understand. So I just want people to understand that if you want free information, there's plenty of it out there on the web. Is it factual? Maybe. But you've heard the buyer beware, okay? If you're not paying for this and you just want free information, you're going to get the basics. And when you get the basics, that's exactly what you get. You don't get the full story, the full lesson. And I really need to impart that to people. This lesson today is going to be about shapeshifting. Okay? And you probably see it reflected in my glasses. You know, here, we'll take them off so you don't have to see. I forget they're on when I'm working. I'm going to be looking up at the screen because I've written out this huge long script because people don't like it when I freelance here. So this is what's going to happen. Okay, I'm going to look at your camera, I'm going to talk to you, and then I'm going to look up at the screen. Okay, because I took speech for years and years and I need my crib notes. Sorry, it's the truth. So the first and foremost thing that I want to say is shapeshifters. Not all shapeshifters are bad. Okay, I'm going to emphasize that because I see on so many channels, it drives me bonker nuts crazy. People talking about shapeshifters, skinwalkers, crazy stuff. Okay, first and foremost, shapeshifters occur everywhere. Okay, any species of human being has them. Okay, you can call them shamans, you can call them witches, you can call them warlocks, you can call them skinwalkers, you can, I mean, every race of people has them in some form. But, here we go again with the but. All my buts are put into capitals, okay? Please, because that's how I write. It's how I explain things, because when I'm trying to explain something, it's easier for me to say, listen, it's this way. But when I throw that but out there, it means listen to me, because this is really, really serious, okay? Skinwalkers are indigenous to indigenous people. They don't come out looking for people in the East. Okay? You have whole other types of witches, shapeshifters there. Okay? And when I say witch, specifically skinwalkers are indigenous to the Navajo, the Dene, the Nadene people. Okay? Southwest. Period. There is no skinwalker in Philadelphia. There is no skinwalker in Atlanta. There is no skinwalker in Maine. Okay? A shapeshifter can be a type of bad witch. Or should I say, but they also can be very good. Okay? Because when I say that magic word, shapeshifter, no matter how many times I say it, people will automatically think of, like supernatural beings like witches and werewolves and warlocks and ooh, scary, scary things, But it's more than that, okay? Shape-shifting is a spiritual practice, okay? It's been handed down for thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of years. Okay, I know people are going to go, oh my God, Kat, you're so wrong on that because people haven't existed. Okay, whatever, that's your belief. Okay, if you believe that, then you really don't need to be here on this channel, because humans have been here far longer than they've been given credit for. Okay, and shapeshifters have been here pretty much forever. Okay, it's shape-shifting travels, well beyond mythical and supernatural scope belief systems. Okay, so what I get is a lot of people who ask me, well, what exactly is shape-shifting? Because I've heard, and then they go off on some belief system that they've heard. And in doing this, what's happening is they're getting false information. They set it in their mind. They believe that this is what it is. And then people pass that information, that I'm going to say M-I-S, information along to the point where it's absolutely crazy, bonkers, nuts, okay? And then one person will pick it up on the internet, and then another person, and then another person, and then before long, everybody's telling me, well, you're wrong. This is not what it is. And I'm sitting here going, excuse me. If you look at the original premise of what you're learning, then it came from me. It's just been, I can't say the word because there's children that may watch this, distorted, okay? Popular belief would have everybody believe that shape-shifting is used by medicine people, and shamans to transform into these big, scary, evil, part animal, part human things to have harm and destruction, rather than good. And a lot of people have told me they've heard, well, I hear that shapeshifters, that's my dog coughing. He's been chasing the cats and eating cat food. Sorry. Choice of having mastiffs and cats. It's just so crazy because they believe that shapeshifters shoot bones into their victims, because that's what a Navajo witch would do to cause evil. Okay? The truth of this whole situation is really different. My people believe that it plays a more positive role in the formation of our own culture. And shapeshifters transform into the bodies, of bears, wolves, eagles, owls, things like that, for the purpose of healing and for protecting their communities and their people. Okay? Shapeshifters are revered in my culture. They are not to be feared. Okay? And like I just said, they're here for the purpose of healing and protecting their communities, okay? Not the fact that people want to believe that they're evil, okay? My people don't believe that. I mean, sure, we understand that there are the occasional people, the occasional shifters who are bad. But more importantly, they're good. They're not evil. They're used, like I said, for protection and healing. We believe that it trains, your I don't want to say ego, your belief system, your whole way of thinking, okay? It trains us to let go and become shapeless, formless, so that we can take on qualities of the chosen animal, that we're shape-shifting into. And it does take a lot for this process to occur. That's why it specifically occurs during Native American songs, dance, ceremonies, hunting rituals, things like that, okay? When people do it for hunting, it takes on a life of its own. The shapeshifter is associated with being cunning. It has courage, loyalty, and strength, okay? The wolf and Native Americans, were real close, and you guys have heard me tell that story many times. They were linked during the time of the early settlers, so much so that the settlers would often kill the Native American in the same way that he would kill like a wolf, or whatever that clan was associated with. So Native Americans learned the ways of the wolf to improve upon their own survival techniques and to outwit their enemies, okay? People that can correctly do this shapeshift, they come in touch with their own instincts and their own being and their own belief systems, their own strengths. I mean, they can appreciate the spirits of our ancestors. And I want to say, like, the essence, the spirit of all living things okay? Because every living thing has its own spirit, its own essence. That's why it's so important, and I'm going to stress on this, it's so important for people to have the correct type of teacher when you are learning about these things. I have found over the internet that when I take students for these lessons, a lot of times they decide when they have graduated. And that's kind of a hard one for me because you're not getting all the information and you really need the information. So I need people to understand that if you want quality information, you know, I mean, if you go to school, you want the best education that you can get. Okay? I'm not going to steer you wrong on these things because it's not in my best interest, because I'm a big one on believing in karma. And if it doesn't work, then people propagate misbelief. Not disbelief, but misbelief. And it's misguided. And all the help that they think they're giving by making things up and filling in what they don't know is like you getting a test from a teacher in high school or something, and it wasn't your test, but it had all the answers on it, and you had asked that person for this test, and you thought all the answers were going to be right. Well, instead you got every one of them wrong. Okay, so you got an F. That doesn't work. Okay, that really doesn't work for me. So if you want to learn about these things and really have the information straight, then you need to make sure that the person that you are dealing with is telling you true and not making up their own content on their channel and passing it off as truth. And that's my lesson for today. If you want to learn more about shape-shifting or other cryptids, please come visit me. You can always email me. That's not a problem. I answer. Come look me up on Facebook. You want someone to reach out to a specific cryptid being, etc., that has the ability to do it, come see me. If you want to learn how to do it, come see me. Over on Patreon, I'm Khathansen. Plain old Khathansen. Patreon. I'm going to post the link. I'll post the Facebook link. You guys all know how to find me. I don't even know why I'm saying this, because I have a specific audience, it seems, and the only ones who come here to heckle are the ones who are like the Jerry Springers. The Jerry Springer fans. I don't know how many of you used to watch that show. That was the most horrible show out there. It was like having a circus on TV every day for free. You know, you got to see the freak show. And I just want people to know that the real people that come here, the real people who need answers, you can always reach me. Okay? And that being said, I think I'm going to end this video. I'm going to sit here and play with the controls again, so everybody watch my fingers come up and do that. But I just want everyone to know that I'm here And the information you get from this channel is not BS. It's been handed down for ages. Ages and ages. It's just that we took the information that we already knew because people really weren't interested in what we knew. So we stopped telling and trying to give it out. So, private school, yay! That being said, everybody have a great day. If you want to learn, come talk to me. I'm getting ready to do something really major, and I think I'm going to actually make a video about it instead of live streaming it. I quit making videos because where I live, in the middle of nowhere, has really cruddy internet that goes out and in and out and in. It doesn't matter what kind of internet I get. It's because I'm so far away. There are no towers. There's nothing here. And of course, there's no cable for them to put it through. So it's the joys of where I live, which I appreciate because I don't have anyone to bother me. I know that sounds so horrible, but it's the truth. People who need me, they know where to come get me. They find me at the store or whatever and come get me. But that being said, I stopped making videos because it takes me about 6 hours to make one video, which is kind of crazy. I really didn't like doing that. And with me having been so sick, I'm just not into it. So I think, though, I'm going to break down and make a video on this. That being said, I want you all to know that what's coming up may be a bit of a shocker to some people. So I hope that got your attention, because this one coming up is a major, major lesson. So here I go with my fingers. Everybody have a wonderful, wonderful week ahead of you. If you have questions, come find me. Talk at you later. I'm pushing buttons, people. It's asking me questions. I'm saying